Well, yesterday I was approached by the leader of the DA who said they would like to work with us in Port Elizabeth. However, we agreed that let us suspend those discussions until the final results have been announced by the IEC. In the meantime, I've consulted with the leaders of the UDM, the chairperson, deputy chairperson, national organizer, treasurer, everybody, and SG. They are in agreement that we can engage the DA. I also consulted the leader of the UDM in Port Elizabeth, Mr. Bobani. So he says, okay, go ahead, talk to them. Let's hear what are they saying first. So in principle, I would say if the DA comes back again to us, we will sit down now formally with them.
Is the DA the only party that you've been speaking to?
Yeah, that's the only party. I also received a call from the secretary of the ANC in the province, Mr. Mabuyane, who also indicated that they would like to talk to us. But at that stage, I also advised him that due to non-declaration of the results, we don't know what is the feeling of the voters on the ground. So we will talk once the results are announced.
Okay, and what do you think the feeling of the voters will be? Will you be speaking more to the DA or more to the ANC? Who are you more likely to go with?
Well, the UDM has got a position in that when it comes to coalitions, we first of all judge what is the feeling of the voters on the ground. Who did they prefer? So you look at the result of the IEC. We don't have to be worried about this person is this, we don't like that person. It's a principle based on the results on the ground.
Okay, and if the EFF wanted to join the coalition, for instance, say for instance you speak to the DA and they want to bring the EFF on board, how would you feel about going into a coalition with that where they are in as well?
I would appreciate that if the EFF and DA were to work together. In fact, since 2014 election, the initiative has been with the opposition parties in parliament. And if you look at the results today, we can loudly say we are being rewarded for being consistent to tell the ANC government that it is misruling this country. And the people now are reacting exactly from that. And we have been working together in the opposition benches where we agree. We normally narrow the gaps when we have common interest. If we don't agree, we go our separate ways. But 9 out of 10 times the opposition showed last year or in the last 3 years that we are representing a certain population who says they are fed up with the maladministration of the current government. And so I don't see any reason why the EFF, DA, UDM cannot work together.
And your party has been in a coalition government in a major metro since, well, it was in the coalition government 2006 to 2011. How did that work for you? It was a big coalition with a lot of parties, but how did that work? Did you feel that you disappeared? Or did you feel that you could actually represent the voters and make change?
Well, because then we didn't put conditions. So it's very difficult to analyze. So we didn't put conditions. The same applies when we assisted ANC in 2004 in KwaZulu-Natal. When they ascended to power, never put conditions or demanded positions. We just followed what the people on the ground wanted in KwaZulu-Natal and Cape Town. So this time around, we will see whether there is a need to demand certain or bargain. But I'm not a fundi on such things of bargaining.
So I was going to ask, would the bargaining involve positions or will you leave that to your party?
Too early.
And The significance of Nelson Mandela Bay, you've been close to the former president himself, and the emotional significance of actually being in power there, being in a government that's in power there. How do you feel about that?
Well, that shows that what Mandela had fought for and many others is coming to fruition. They have never fought that the power will always be in the hands of the ANC. But they said, let all those who live in South Africa share the power proportionally or otherwise.
Yeah, so you feel that you'd be living up to his ideals in the metro named after him?
No, definitely. It's only an ANC member who would squeal and moan and whinge. For this one, it's what they fought for. Black and white South Africans must work together. They are going to see it.